I could read you the question about the aliens, and you could answer the guy on the podcast. What do you think about that?
Okay, sure. What's he want to know about aliens?
Okay, so he says, Kalo, which means what?
Kala means hello.
Kalo, I'm seeking help. I've been having dreams that aren't really dreams. They're just as real as right now. Since 2006, I've been visited in dreams by people of the Bartokian race. Have you ever heard of this? Bartokians?
Well, Bartokians is an extraterrestrial race that lives on, what they call it, the double zones, what they call it, the when two people are living on two phases of life. I forgot what that was called.
An alternate reality?
The alternate reality. Well, just tell him I've had the same experiences where I would be, the alien race would take me up in a spaceship and tell me that someday that the Earth was going to be destroyed because of pollution. And just like Jesus talks about separating the tares of the wheat, the believers and extraterrestrials are going to be taken up in the storehouses, which is a UFO, to another frequency and another planet. And the aliens are going to try to find another place for us to stay when this planet gets unsafe to stay on because of the pollution and the global war and weather, because of the weather changing. And I have that dream all the time. And then I sometimes have the dream that I'm on another planet with aliens. I like trains a lot. And sometimes the aliens take me to another frequency where my favorite trains are running, but they're called something completely different. And then I tell him I had a out-of-body experience. He could be having out-of-body experiences by living in two frequencies at the same time. Tell him when I was on tour last year in October and September, and we were staying in Rhode Island, I was transferred out of the hotel in front of someone's backyard, and there was a police standing there, and he pushed me in the water because I didn't believe I was there. And then I had another out-of-body experience. Tell him when I was all of a sudden I appeared in the south side of Chicago. I remember 67th Street and 67th and Wentworth, and this people that were African American like me, and I appeared in their home. And the guy says, "What are you doing in our home? You appeared right beside my wife and I watching TV right between us." I said, "This is just a dream. This can't be." And he told me to get out of his home or he was going to blow my brains out because I was trespassing. So I walked out and I said, "God, this just can't be happening to me. Take me back to Rhode Island where I am." And then I was taken back to Rhode Island again. And then I had another out-of-body experience the same time when I was in the Philippines inside of a dentist's office. And I appeared right when the lady was taking children patients out of the dentist's office. And she says, "This is weird. You appeared like a Bewitched show or I Dream a Genie show." I said, this can't be so. And she says, "It is. We have TV." And she played the TV back, and she said, if it shows that you just appeared out of blue, I won't call the police on you, but you'll have to leave. And so I left, and I went into a room, and the next thing I knew, I disappeared, and I appeared and on the side of a lake, and I like water lilies a lot and water plants, and I used to go fishing with my dad a lot. And I was right in front of the lake, and the guy said, "Would you like to take a boat ride?" And I said, "Sure," and I took a boat ride. And then he brought me back, and when I was going to the shore, there were so many beautiful water lilies. And then I was walking, and he says, "Do you know where you are?" I says, "I don't know, but that was a beautiful boat ride. He says, well, you're in Siberia during the summer in Russia. Only people that have been punished or done wrong things go to Siberia. I said, what? This is weird. He says, well, and the next thing I knew, I said, I was praying and meditating. God, I need to get back to the hotel I'm staying in with Jonah because I got to get up and do a show. God, bring me back. And I work to know that God is everywhere, and nothing apart from Him has presence or has power, like they say in science and health and primary Beckeretti. And if I ascend up to heaven, God is there. And it says in Deuteronomy in the Old Testament, God is our refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. This is God protect me in your arms and bring me right back. Because this is weird, and I don't want to have any more out-of-body experiences. But those are some weird experiences I had happen to me all last year.
Yeah, I remember when they happened. Do you want me to tell you what else you had to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said, they teach me things that are beyond human thoughts, and I took an oath not to disclose most of them. They look like Native Americans, but can change color to their surroundings. They have really small pupils because I guess the sun is closer than we have our sun. When I'm there, the gravity makes me feel like I'm moving in water. The only wisdom that they said I can share is that reincarnation is real, but beyond human thought. When a soul's body dies, it moves to another planet or galaxy. A human is dying and becoming a butterfly. Reality is dying and being brought back as another race of equal chain status somewhere else in the universe. You won't be brought back as a cat. You'll be brought back as an Omegan fighting a 200-plus year war. They said that I was their best leader in a past life, and they need me back. They caught me in dreams, and they also told me the original Native Americans were Bartokian dream catchers. I let them teach. I don't ask questions. Do you know anything else about that?
I believe everything you're saying is true, and I believe what you described is a Corinthian from Star Corridor, because the Corinthians told me that they have a 200 war with the Omegans. So I believe that you are being transferred to Star Corridor, and I believe that you were one of their best warriors that died in a war 200 years ago. Jezebel Ordias, who's also from Star Corridor, who's Elder Master Latan's daughter, said that she signed an oath to be a elder master, and she is constantly transferred in a human form, and she to look like she's grown to look like a human being. And the Corinthians have described exactly the way you described those aliens. That must be another name that they go under.
Well, I think he was using the Omegan Corinthian War as just an example of something that you might reincarnate into if you were to die.
Reincarnation is real. The Palladians believe in reincarnation. I've been reincarnated in past lives. I was a big soldier in the past life on another frequency I don't remember. And I remember being shot and marching with a huge army. I remember being on a boat before I was in this frequency, being being a Marine and a vehicle flying, and I remember being in a very advanced ship that went underwater and became a spaceship in past frequencies. So reincarnation is real, and things we have not learned in our past life are things that we need to overcome. We are going to experience them in lives to come. And we're the highest breed coming back as a human, in a human frequency, as a human being, and different frequencies. And reincarnation is true. Many of the aliens, many of the people who belong to MUFON, and which is a club for believers in UFOs. Have over and over, people have gone to past lives and found where they lived on different frequencies and different planets. Reincarnation is just as real as me talking and doing this interview with you. They told you the truth. The Bible talked about reincarnation, but they took all those books out of the Bible. There's the Gilgamesh of Ethics talked about being reincarnated and people coming back that lived on other frequencies. But for some strange reason, all the religions agreed that they would take that information away from mankind. For some strange reason, this frequency doesn't want people to believe in reincarnation and doesn't want people to believe in life after death, but it's real. They talk about the churches that talk about life after death and reincarnation is Christian Science that I was born and raised in. Mary Baker Eddy studied Hinduism and Buddhism that talked about reincarnation. The Hindus believe in reincarnation. All the aliens taught us organized religion from different planets and different frequencies. And what you're saying is the truth. We are going to, they call it Christian Science, they call it the Adam dream, coming back in a human form on different frequencies.
So do you have any advice for this guy the next time he has a dream about the aliens?
Listen to the aliens, ask to be open-minded to learn about the aliens, and ask the aliens if you could have permission to write a book about what they're teaching you, to share it with mankind, to help better mankind.
All right.
There are several. Elijah was taken up in a chariot of fire by aliens. Ezekiel was taken up in a chariot of fire by aliens. Enoch, the book of Enoch, it talked about being transferred from different frequencies from dreams and also in spaceships. And the pseudepigrapher talks about it as well. In the book of Daniel, they have 4 or 5 different books of Daniel that were excluded from the main Bible. The pseudepigrapher, the lost books of the Bible, talk about reincarnation heavily. But for some strange reason, the Judaism and the Christians and the Hindus agreed not to have that be a part of the canon of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and the Jewish people use the Torah, which they only use, and they have used the Book of Maccabees, which the regular Protestants don't use. And the Seventh-day Adventist Church believes in aliens and reincarnation and dreams, and they are vegetarians as well. They believe strongly that the real tree of good and evil was when man started killing and eating meat, not a tree of good and evil. The Catholic Church changed that because an animal, any kind of animal, bird or chicken, has feelings and can think good thoughts and bad thoughts like a human being in our form.
All right. You got any message to all the other fans listening to the podcast?
Well,
this will come out in like 2 weeks.
Have an open mind. They have a hymn in Christian Science hymn, "Oh, do not bar your mind against the light of good, but open wide, let in the word and truth will be your food." Have an open mind to accept the things that are hard to be explained. Have an open mind to believe in the impossible, because the impossible is the possible. The things outstanding are real.
All right. You want to tell them about the tour we're about to go on?
We're going on a big tour. It's the first time I'm going to be going with Jonah to Europe. We've been to Australia twice together, and I'm going to Europe, and the last place is Hamburg, Germany. Since I'm part German, I'm really excited about. I hope that my sister shows up so I can meet her. She's married to another woman named Uta, and they live in Germany. And I don't know if the people can. Anyway, I tried to mail my music ahead of time to Europe, and all of my packages were returned to the sender. This is embarrassing. I lost $130 just mailing out 6 packages of music that were returned to the sender, so I lost money. So I'm going to have to stop mailing out sheet music. It's a bad addiction. But anyway, we're going to England. Let me see what the places I remember we're going to England. We're going to Manchester. We're going to these are in the UK. We're going to let's see. We're going to jolly old London, and we're going to I think Stavingham. Am I pronouncing it right? And then we're going to Port Beach. And I don't remember the other places, but we're going to Frankfurt, Germany. And since I'm part German, I'm really anxious in going to Germany. Even sometime. Well, I like the in Germany, just like we have McDonald's everywhere, they have delicatessens selling all kinds of different types of meat, deli meat. That's everywhere you go. And they sell deli meat everywhere, like we have McDonald's everywhere. And then they put chicory on the ham, which is an herb, a bitter herb that's like our sage. And then they have something similar to burdock that has blue leaves that grows on the side of lakes, and that only grows in Germany, all around Germany, and it's poisonous if you eat it. And it's related to the burdock that grows in the United States in the Midwest and back east. It looks like rhubarb with big leaves, and they grow on there, but they're blue leaves, and they grow on the side of the lake.
Mm-hmm. And where can they find details on all these?
Well, you can just get some German books. They have and they talk about the
on
plants.
a tour.
You can go to artbyliebehart.com for our tour. That's ARTBYLIEBEHART.com.
Exactly.
I also am looking for someone to help me with my Actors Access. That is could help me with that. I had to pay $200 to rejoin Actors Access, and that's where actors have to go to get acting work now. And so I need someone to help me with that. And then I need a driver. I need someone who's honest. Cody is no longer driving me anymore. He doesn't even return my phone calls ever since his car got fixed. And I'm grateful for what he's done in the past. And then he was going to mail my sheet music to his church, and he didn't do that. And he just cut off contact with me like Mo. I toured with Mo 1 year, and now I don't hear from him anymore. He doesn't return my phone calls. But people like that, I have to bless and release and wish only the best for, and forgive and release. And I need a new driver. I need someone that's reliable that can drive me around the Los Angeles area just to do different errands and to buy groceries and stuff that I need. And I need a fan that's reliable, that's not a flake or a liar, that will stick to their word and show up and drive me around. And in exchange for driving me around, I will treat you to somewhere to eat, and I will also give you some of my original merch, or do a portrait of you or your girlfriend or your pets in exchange for your service driving me around. I'd like to be driven around on a Saturday. That's my day off.
All right. Well, I will talk to you soon.
No, okay. All right. Okay, I guess that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.